Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the weekend's Jeff Bishop Bullseye Trades review, where I go over Jeff Bishop's Bullseye trade for that week that came out on the Monday. So every week he puts out an alert via email. Every Monday morning, it's usually just an options trade, either a call or a put. Gives a brief explanation of why he's doing it, and then hopefully it works or doesn't work. I've kept a track record. There's been a few weeks where I've missed a couple of alerts, but basically it goes all the way back to the start of 2022. Just scrolling down this article that I wrote here. Yeah, so I started it in January 2022, so quite a while ago. It's almost 2 years in a few months, and so I've only missed a few. And the hope is that people can go through these contracts and look and see my commentary and see, the winners. Because it's very easy to get, fooled if you join a service and, there's a bunch of losers in a row. It's this expectancy that it's going to be a profitable strategy in the long run. And this one is. It's just there are drawdowns like any other strategy, and people get disgruntled and end up switching off and ignoring the alerts, which I think is a huge mistake. I think it's something that you should stick with. I mean, look at this line, just this whole row of winners, right? This was at the end of 2022, which was a horrible year. So imagine you just started and taken a 50% loss on this one and given up and being like, this is a scam, and then like you missed all of this. And I see this time and time again with all alert services and all these types of things, is whenever there's a drawdown, people switch off and move on to something else. But for Bullseye trades, there'll be long winning streaks, but there'll also be some losing streaks too. You also have to be careful with how you trade these, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Anyway, I missed a couple of weeks because my wife gave birth to her first daughter, which was awesome. But however, it really knocked me off my feet just taking care of this little infant for the last couple of weeks, so month now. And I think it's basically I'm back in full force, so hopefully my videos make more sense than they might have recently. If you'd saw a few of the last few videos, I got a little bit more sleep in me. So anyway, let's get going on today's Bullseye trades. Basically the trade that was done, let me just close Raging Bull here, logged into my Raging Bull account. Bullseye trades, I'm a member of all the different services. Bullseye trades, weekly updates is where you'll find all the stuff. So if you remember and you're looking for things, the weekly update is where everything actually is. So you can see right at the top here, this is an email that goes out. I'm just showing you in the dashboard because it's easier. So it's ARM, your Bullseye pick of the week, sent on Monday morning, October 2nd. So that's there. So last week he did a summary, he nailed the QQQ puts. I did a video about that, that's pretty cool. And then he says, my Bullseye pick this week is ARM Holdings. So there's a lot to discuss. He talks about it on his morning call, which I used to go to all the time but haven't for a while, so been missing that. So he talks about how ARM is the biggest IPO of the year, it's one of the only IPOs. The stock, it was only about a month ago, the stock was very well received, and I thought it was a great sign for the market. So he's very bullish on it. After hitting a peak of 70, the stock retreated to just above 50 over the last week or so. It's been quietly moving higher. It's now sitting at 53. So he saw this as a potential short squeeze, and it may still happen. You'll see from my analysis, though, that it hasn't actually happened yet. But sometimes he's a bit early, and often Jeff holds these for more than a week. I think that's one mistake that some people make, is they think it's only a week hold, and sometimes it takes a couple of weeks for these things to come to fruition. Sometimes it's only a couple of days, and so you've got to kind of bear that in mind. So he says, I'm sure a lot of traders have been betting against a further decline, but that hasn't happened. The gradual move higher can quite easily spark a quick move higher, even if the market overall is sloppy. My plan this week is buy call options. Okay, and then basically down to the meat of the email, which is this section right here. One thing that is important this week is, again, he underlines it, and I keep seeing people do this. It's a close under 51. It's not if it dips to 51 that you stop out. So he even underscores it like that. So basically, these were the contracts. They're 2 or 3 weeks out. $55 calls near 160, and that was the alert. It came out Monday morning, and so this week was very uneventful. If you timed it just right, you could have made or lost some money depending on if you got it right or wrong. Let me show you the chart. This is Algo Pro, which is something I'm really experimenting with. And I really like it so far. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go and check it out. There'll also be a link to the Bullseye Trades review article, so you can go and check out the track record on that as well. You can also get Bullseye Trade for just $97 a year at the links in that article that I'll leave in the description below. So this one actually, this is the period that we're talking about, and you can see not very much happened, right? This was Monday to Friday on the right here. Quite interesting that there was a sell signal on the Monday morning. So you can use some of these in combination, right? So you can say, hey, there's a sell signal. Usually the Bullseye trades like chill for a while before they take off later in the week. So given that there's a sell signal on Algo Pro or whatever indicator you use, I'll probably wait for this to kind of play out a little bit before getting back in. Ironically, on Friday, there's now a buy signal and it's starting to go up. So this might actually work next week, but this week it was kind of a bust. Not that it was really that bad. I'll show you on the system here. So let me see. So this is maybe a bit easier to see than trading view. So you can see that we did dip down and touch 51 right here. Let me just draw it in. So that was the stop, but remember its stop is like the close below, and it only did it intraday. So like here. And so often this represents a really good buying opportunity. So I'm hoping a few people, I wasn't one of them, would have bought here for the move slightly higher over the course of the next few days. The Monday is on the left there. Let's just go to the option contracts. So there was only a few dollar moves in the stock. I think it was the 55 calls for October 20th. So I'm going to send those to the charts right here. And so I hate having these extra things on the chart. So what I usually do is just take them off just so we can see. So get rid of the open interest, get rid of the theoretical options price, like that. Alright, so this is the Monday on the left, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It looks pretty flat, right? Like, it looks pretty flat. However, if you'd used the Algo Pro signal, or just common sense where you don't rush into this, you could have bought down around 1 or 1.2 and potentially had a 50% move up midweek. And I've done that before with these trades. It happens fairly regularly. But we can't really claim that that's what would have happened, because his recommendation was a price near 160, although my advice to you guys is never buy at the price that he suggests. Always wait for it to dip down a bit lower. So if you bought at 160, you would have been about break even. Maybe you'd have gotten out here for break even. Hopefully you didn't panic sell because it didn't close below 1.5. And by the end of the week, you'd be just slightly down on it. So really, what I'd consider a flat week, unless you are really good at timing these bullseye trades, which I know some of you guys are that watch these videos, because I talked to you in the Discord that I started for this quite a bit. So anyway, that's all I've really got to say about it. It was a boring week. The market really didn't help, really went down quite hard until Friday, and then we got this really unexpected rally on SPY, which was quite surprising to me, but very welcome. So we did have this horrible sell-off starting the week, so that really didn't help this trade at all. But then, wow, what a recovery on Friday. And so a lot of the long positions, or slightly long bias positions that I'm in, really are doing quite well at the moment, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, make sure you come and check out this. I do think it's worth it. There's some education in here, which is really worth it. The alerts do go through phases. At the moment, I just put flat here for the this one, but I encourage you to go to this review. It's in the description below. Go through it and look at all the different you know, the winners that we've had, 100%, 200%, all these really good swing trades, really chilled out. And there's a link in here which is a referral link, but it gives you the best possible deal to buy Jeff Bishop's Bullseye trades for just $97 a year. So even if you just buy the $97 a year thing and paper trade it and learn from Jeff's thinking, he uses a lot of different technicals that you can learn from. Pretty interesting stuff. I'd definitely check it out. It's worth $97 a year, that's for sure. Especially if you hit a few of these like 200, 300% winners. And there's been a few of those, not for a while, weirdly. There we go, max profit 250%. That was Bill back in June. So definitely worth checking out. it's something that, you know, it could be really good. I've done some interviews with Jeff over the last few years. Here's one that I did talking about his strategies and things. So definitely worth coming checking out this article and seeing what you think. And again, I do think that it's important to combine things like Bullseye trades or even your own trading strategies with a good algo. For example, Algo Pro. This is a review that I just started on it. Really fun. Really good system. Basically, it can help you, you know, time your entries and exits just that little bit better. I've started doing video series on this channel all about it as well, so it's definitely worth checking out. Some really good buy signals, like you can see this one was just the other day. You have a buy signal here, and then you've got take profits and a stop loss automatically put in. And so far I found them very reliable, so definitely worth checking out. This one is pretty cheap. It's not a monthly subscription. It's only $150 for lifetime, and it includes things like instructions and stuff on how to make these into bots to automate your trading, which is really appealing to me, so I'm going to be working on that quite a bit over the next few weeks as well. And you can get the best possible price if you come to my article and click here. You can get the indicator system, which is quite extensive. So I think feedback so far has been good. If we look at the Discord right here, this is one of my Discords. Stockmeister said, thanks for the tip. I got set up an hour after I did that with the Algo Pro. I'm very impressed with the indicator so far. Great find. I do like it better than Lux Algo already. So definitely worth trying these things. They're not that expensive and they can really help your trading. So it's pretty good. All right, with that, hopefully you have a good weekend and I'll talk to you soon.